Hi guys, my name is Tom. I'm today with
Mariusz.
Mariusz from Leaware, and we'll talk today about the differences in different web technologies. So, Mariusz, the first question: you're a very experienced web full stack developer, and you did many projects in PHP, in ASP.NET Core, ASP.NET, the older versions of ASP.NET. And now you are working a lot with Node.js, with React. So can you tell us about differences in those technologies? How you see it from developer point of view?
Okay, well, as the both front-end technologies, Angular and React, are quite similar, I would focus on the differences between the backend technologies.
Okay.
ASP.NET, including Core, and Node.js. First of all, I think it's worth to remember that there is no the best solution for everything. So we should consider, and we would take to advance, we would consider 2 or 3 key factors.
Okay.
For example, a domain, because every language, every platform has its own environment, I mean industry, business. For example, ASP.NET seems to be chosen by big industry companies.
Okay.
Is used more often in legal systems. And on the other hand, Node is more often chosen to in small companies, startups, yes. So it may be important to
consider it. Yeah.
Yes, to consider it. What is the client? What is its industry? And what kind of system he would to develop or maintain.
Okay, so as I understand, if we are, let's say, a startup, then probably we will more choose React plus Node.js, and the reason is that we can develop something faster, cheaper, but in long term it will be harder to maintain. Yeah, because those technologies are easy to use, are fast, but if you need to build something with very good architecture structure, then ASP.NET technology is better because you can build this architecture in the better way. So it's easier to maintain it in long term. It's harder to make bigger mistakes, but if you wish to do something fast, you need to build your minimum viable product, for example, then React plus Node.js can be very good choice.
Because it may be connected with the language.
Okay.
For example, compile language is more suitable to a system where the security is on high demand.
Okay.
And it's easier to debug and it's easier to develop and scale if you have virtual machine and compiled language.
Okay.
And yes, this is the one factor, and the second is the expertise, because every platform, every language has own tools, servers, frameworks. So you need developers available on the market to hire them to make a project. And there are some differences between these two environments, ASP.NET and Node. ASP.NET, this area seems to be more adult, and we can get plenty of well-educated, trained in universities developers, and Node is growing very fast, and more people are interested in make webs with it, but the amount of accessible people is
lower.
Yes.
So the community is smaller, so it might be harder to hire someone. But from the other side, if you go with React and Node.js, then you use the same, in general, JavaScript.
Yes.
In front end and in back end. Yeah. So it might be also important factor when the speed is important and when you have small team. Yeah, and they don't need to know different technology, different for front end and different for a back end.
Yes, if you have already web developers experience in JavaScript, it may be quite easy to adopt them to the Node because it's this technology Node.js allow to learn fast and put results quite fast and easy.
Okay, so the next question. There is in the community of developers such approach that Node is for small things. Node.js is for small things like for microservices, small projects, and so on and so on.
Yes.
Do you know any examples of big companies, big projects which are developed in Node.js and it works fine?
Yes, there are a few existing examples on the market. Companies like LinkedIn, Microsoft, Uber, Netflix, they build some solutions, projects with Node.js. So it's tested technologies by big companies and big.
And it works.
Yes, and it works.
Okay, so also Node.js can be used in big ones. From your perspective, because you did projects in ASP.NET some years ago, more in PHP, then you moved to the ASP.NET, and also now you touch a lot of JavaScript. From your point of view, is it a big difference if you have to develop a project in Node.js in comparison to ASP.NET Core, for example, from your perspective? Or this is only the matter of the proper architecture, proper frameworks, guidelines, good practices, and you can deliver great solution here and there?
Yes, I think the differences are not so big. It depends on community, and both sides are growing and very supportive. Especially in Node, nowadays there are plenty of sources where you can learn, consult, and find cases for your projects. So it's easier every month and a year, easier to develop and make a better code, involve better patterns and solutions.
So we can say that technology is just a technology, tools are tools, and the most important is to have knowledge how to build solution the knowledge of how to build solution architecture in specific in chosen language, in chosen technologies, and it change, and we can see on your example, from PHP, ASP.NET, React, Node.js. But if you know the principles, how to develop good solutions which are easy to maintain in long term, then you can do it in all of those technologies and it will works fine.
I think yes, there are some risks. For example, NPM environment is still not super stable, but every year it's getting better and better. So these tools are more adult, well developed, tested, and ready to use in enterprise applications.
Great. Okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you guys and see you next time.
Bye.